Hey, how's it going? My name is Gabby. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a very special kind of like daily vlog where we're just going to be spending a cozy fall day together. I have made this video once before. I actually made it last October and it was like one of my favorite videos that I made for my channel, so I decided to do a round 2 of it this year. And in today's vlog, I am planning to read So Thirsty by Rachel Harrison. This is a new horror book that I've been very excited to get my hands on. I feel like Rachel Harrison is just an author that I love reading her books every October. There's something so fun about her books. And even though they mostly end up being just okay for me, I feel like I have to read them every single October because they just match the vibes so well. And I think that this one involves vampires because it's called So Thirsty. I'm gonna go out and get some breakfast. I'm gonna get an acai bowl because of course I can't control myself. And I actually don't have them too often these days, so it is kind of a treat. And then I want to go to the thrift store because I want to look for, you know, books at the thrift store at Value Village, but then also see what clothes they have. I might try to look for a new bag as well, like a new purse. I also might try to go by this park that I haven't gone to in Washington like almost ever since I moved out here. This park has like a really beautiful waterfall and I'm hoping that the trees and the leaves are like starting to change and look all nice. And then later tonight I am going to attempt to make a new recipe for a dinner that I've never made before. It's a recipe that I randomly found online that looks really good because it's this like creamy mushroom pasta type of dish and it requires like white wine and like vegetable broth and portobello mushrooms, which I've never tried those kinds of mushrooms before. I found them at the store yesterday, so it should be a great time. Anyways, let me get changed and let's get the day started. But before we do jump into today's video, I just wanted to take a second to thank today's video sponsor, which is Aura. And it's a really important time to be talking about them because hackers may have stolen the social security number of every American. Over 2.9 billion records were stolen from National Public Data, which provides personal information to employers and others doing background checks. And these stolen records include a person's full name, their address, their phone number, and most importantly, their social security number. And the worst part of this is that members of this hacker group have reportedly released this information for free online. Sometimes being on the internet can be so scary and so frustrating when things like this keep happening. And if you weren't taking any precautions with your personal information online, then this should be a huge wake-up call because you've never been more vulnerable online than you are right now. But I'm not too worried about it because I use Aura. And Aura monitors your personal data, including your social security number, across billions of data points, including the dark web and public court records, to detect and alert you to potential identity theft. They also give you up to $5 million in identity theft insurance should the worst case scenario happen. They also provide a bunch of other features to keep you safe online, all inside one app. So you can go to my link aura.com/gabbyreads and try 14 days for free, and that will be enough time for Aura to find out if any of your personal data is exposed. And I highly recommend doing this now because not only is National Public Data not going to do anything to help you, but they probably aren't even going to face any repercussions for this leak either. So I'm not leaving myself or my family members vulnerable to data breaches like this. And if you don't want to either, then you can go to aura.com/gabbyreads and try 2 weeks for free today. Thank you so much to Aura for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back into it. just wanted to check in for the first update. I was gonna try to film like while I was out, you know, sitting in this little park area, but there were like so many people surrounding me, and there was like a child right next to me that was just like screaming the whole time. It's also so cold today. Oh my gosh. I mean, I know eating the acai bowl didn't help with like how cold I am, but it's about like 57 degrees outside today, and oh my gosh, I was really feeling it. I was like, oh my god, my hands are going numb. But I did want to update you because I have been listening to So Thirsty. I actually just hit page 94 on chapter 13, so I feel like I'm already making really good progress with this. So in this story, we're following this character named Sloane, and she is celebrating her birthday soon, and her boyfriend surprises her with like this surprise girls trip that he planned like with her friend Naomi, and she's kind of like, oh fuck, because it kind of sounds like her and Naomi have this very like complicated relationship where they just kind of have like toxic vibes with each other, and like, I don't know, there's definitely some tension in their friendship. And so he like books them this Airbnb, and it's like a surprise weekend trip. And so right at the start of this, she's going on this weekend trip with her friend. And then of course, after they're at this Airbnb, her best friend Naomi is like pressuring her into doing stupid shit. And I think it's so annoying because our protagonist Sloane is like, well, even though I'm turning 36, it looks like you just never outgrow peer pressure. And I'm like, that is so not true. Like, that is so not true. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure that I outgrew peer pressure when I was still in high school. Like, I did not give a fuck. And it's just really annoying. Like, I don't think somebody's a good friend to you if they're telling you things like, you're gonna have regrets later on because you never take any risks, and like trying to make you feel bad for not wanting to put yourself in a dangerous situation. So I am just finding her friend to be absolutely obnoxious. Like, she is literally so annoying. I also don't like the way that this audiobook narrator is like narrating the best friend's voice. Oh my god, it just makes it even worse. Like, there's something about the way that she's narrating her that is just so annoying, and it just really rubs me the wrong way, especially when they're drunk and she's doing her like drunk girl voice. Oh my gosh, it is really quite obnoxious. And I'm not the biggest fan of this main character Sloane either, because she really is just like such a pushover, and she's so easily manipulated into doing whatever that her best friend wants to do. I'm like, do you even have a backbone? And there are other aspects of her life where I'm like, girl, why? Like, why are you letting these people walk all over you in this way? I think the hardest thing too about this audiobook experience is that I'm just not loving this on audio. And I think the main reason why is because she'll do like this very quiet, like soft, almost like mumbly voice where like I can barely fucking hear what she's saying. And so I have to turn up the volume of the audiobook like so loud in my car, because there's a scene right at the beginning where they're in the Airbnb at night and something creepy is kind of happening, and it's like, I thought I heard a noise in the hallway, and then like this happened, and then there's like a tap 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 against the window, and like she's talking like so fucking quiet. And then the next chapter, it's like the best friend screaming, and I don't know why the best friend, like the volume of her voice when she's narrating the best friend is always like 10 times louder than the rest of the book. So the audiobook is just not my favorite so far. I'm not gonna lie, it's just not my favorite audiobook. And I'm not really vibing with either of these characters because I'm finding them both to be very annoying for different reasons. And so like, I don't know, it's not going very well so far. I'm about a third of the way in, so you know, we'll just have to see where the rest of this goes. I mean, I know it's eventually gonna have some vampire things, right? I mean, we've barely even touched on the vampire thing yet at almost 100 pages in, so I'm getting a little bit bored. So I'm hoping that it picks up soon and gets interesting, but I'm also nervous because I think we have been introduced to the character who's like, you know, the vampire, and that character is just not that interesting to me, like at all. So I don't know, I'm not gonna hold my breath. I'm not feeling that great about this one so far. But anyway, that was a really great start to the morning, getting that acai bowl. It was so freaking good. I think I'm gonna try to go and drive down now to the park area that's like not too far from here. It's this park that's called Whatcom Falls Park, and I haven't been there in like so many years, so I'm kind of like anxious to drive over there because I'm like, I can't remember the parking situation in my head. I'm like, is there a parking lot? Is it free to park there? I can't remember. Dude, that waterfall was like 10 times more beautiful than I remember it being. I don't know why, I just haven't made the time to like come down here in such a long time. I genuinely think the last time that I was at this park was like maybe a year or two after we moved here, and I've been living in Washington now for almost 10 years. Like, why haven't I been down here in the last like 5 to 7 years? That was so beautiful. Oh my god, like seeing that waterfall, that just like made my whole day. It was just so like larger than life and like stunning, and like the sound of the water falling was so relaxing. I forgot too at this park how much the trails back here are like steep trails. Like this is a hike when you come down here, you know? And I don't think I dressed appropriately for hiking today. And I also didn't realize it would be as cold as it is outside today. Like I am getting so cold. It's because I'm wearing like Lululemons. Like I'm not wearing proper, you know, pants that are gonna like keep me warm. But wow, just coming down here today, like this just made my whole day. I'm definitely gonna have to come down here again soon. Wow, that just made my whole day. Anyways, let's go to Value Village and do some thrift shopping and see what we can find. I'll check out their book section too. We can see if they have any good books there. I feel like Value Village is very like hit or miss for me, whether or not I find any books there. But sometimes I get surprised, and oftentimes my Value Village will have like brand new releases, which is very cool. Hello, it's already 2:30 in the afternoon. I spent such a long time in that Value Village. It was so nice though, like they actually had so many books that I was intrigued by. Sadly though, I didn't end up walking out with any books because there were two that I was interested in potentially buying, but the actual copy that was in there was pretty damaged. Like both of them had like water damage on the pages and stuff like that. And I just figured, you know, I'd rather just check out the book from my library or something than buy a copy that's kind of like damaged. But like, wow, I am impressed. Like they had so many new release books and so many books that like if I didn't already own them, I would immediately buy them from here. It's just so cool. Like my Value Village always has such a great book selection. I also spent so long going through like the clothes area, and I did find a few different clothing items that I will show you once I get home, which I'm very excited about. These clothing items, I think they're so cute. I feel like I always hit the jackpot when I come here, at least with clothes. Also, while I was in the freaking Value Village, I was still listening to So Thirsty, and I actually finished the audiobook. I was not expecting to finish it that quickly, and like by the time it said epilogue, I was like, wait, like we're already at the end? Like this is how it ends. I don't know. I think I'm gonna end up giving this one 2 stars because not only did I like not really care about these characters, there was like a romance introduced into this book that I was like, ugh. Like I just didn't really care for any of the romantic aspects of this either. And like while I do appreciate that this book kind of has the message of like, you're never too old to like have new experiences, or you're never too old to like do something for the first time and all of that kind of stuff, which I do really appreciate. And I do like the story about, you know, female friendship and how female friendships are so important and things like that. But I don't know, I just didn't really like either of the characters. I feel like as far as vampire fiction goes, the story felt pretty basic to me. Like if you've read a lot of vampire books, I don't think this one's gonna do anything, you know, like super crazy and different. There was only like one scene or maybe 2 scenes that kind of made me like, ugh, like it was kind of creepy. But other than that, I don't know, this was just pretty boring if I'm being honest. Like I just didn't really care about anything that was happening. And I especially did not care either for like the vampire that they met in this book. Like I thought that character's accent on the audiobook was also pretty cringy. I don't know, I guess I just expected so much more from this, and I thought because it's a vampire story, I thought it could be really fun, you know, because I keep talking about how like I'm in my vampire era now because I keep wanting to read all these different vampire horror books, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. I also recently just started watching The Vampire Diaries with my sister. I'm still only on the first season, but I'm up to like episode 17 now, I think, of season 1. And so I really am just like wanting to consume more vampire things, but it sucks that this one ended up being not that great. So that sucks. This is definitely like one of my least favorite Rachel Harrisons out of all the books that I've read. I mean, like I mentioned earlier today, I don't think I've ever given her books higher than like a 3 or 3.5 stars, but this one's definitely on the lower end. I didn't think I would like dislike this one. But anyway, I am going to be heading back to the apartment now. But on the way back to the apartment, I wanted to swing by one of my favorite coffee shops in Bellingham. It's called Little Dog Coffee, and they just posted their fall menu drinks that are like their fall specials, and I've never tried any of these drinks yet. But I think today I want to try to order their pumpkin oat milk shake and espresso. It looks so freaking good, and so I think I'm gonna order that on the way home. And then I also do have to swing by the library because I just got a notification that a ton of my library holds just came in today, which I'm so excited about, so let's go do that. Awesome, thank you so much. Thanks, you too. I just got home from the library. I got a bunch of stuff checked out, and dude, I'm so embarrassed. The guy at the library, like the librarian that I always see there, he saw me like filming myself checking out, I guess, and then when I was leaving, he was like, yeah, you gotta document the experience, right? And he said it in like a super friendly, like jokey way, but I was like, oh my god. It was just so embarrassing. I don't know whether it's more or less embarrassing to say that I'm filming for YouTube. I don't know. But I just came home to this very mysterious package from Book of the Month. I don't think I'm expecting anything from them, so I'm like, what is this? I thought I would open it on camera. Oh my god, how cute is this? Reading is sexy. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, and look at that. It says Book of the Month on the side right there. Like, are you for real? That is cute, right? Like, that's a cute hat. Oh my god, how cute is that? What the heck, Book of the Month? Oh, and there's also a tote bag. Cute. I love the Book of the Month tote bags, how they do this, where they like have a book pocket in the front. This one's really nice. It has magnets on the top, so it like actually stays back. So yeah, wow, that was very unexpected and very cool of Book of the Month. Okay, I thought I would quickly show you some of the clothing items that I found at Value Village. Okay, so I got a total of 3 things. This plaid is the first thing that I got. I know, you're probably thinking to yourself, bitch, you don't need any more plaid, because I do own a lot. But this one is so pretty, is it not? Oh my god, it's like purple and blue, and I don't have any plaid that is in this color, so I am obsessed. Like, I'm really glad with this purchase, actually. Like, I wasn't sure when I was in the store. This is so cute, and it's so my style. I just really love plaid shirts like this, because I love plaid because it's like you can throw it over something like this, or you can just button it up and like wear it by itself. And then the second thing that I got is actually these sweatpants that I'm wearing. So these sweatpants, I don't know if you can tell, but they are Nike Air sweatpants, and they feel so nice. They're like a little bit high-waisted, and on the side here they do say Nike Air on the leg, and I just love these so much. Like, oh my gosh, I am such a sucker for a good pair of sweatpants. Like, I feel like I'm always finding good pairs of sweatpants at Value Village, and that's one of my most bought items there. Okay, and then the third and final thing that I ended up getting is this cute jacket right here on the front. It says Aslan Brewing Company, which is a restaurant that I really love. I actually just went there with my mom last month, and it's this really nice brewing company restaurant that's in Bellingham that I love. Isn't the back so cool? And I mainly decided to get this one because I am a sucker for like a little bit of oversized jackets like this. I love this color, by the way. I don't know if you can tell, it's like a dark gray. I love it so much, and it's actually so cozy. Like this part is actually very soft. And this one was only $10. It's got some really nice pockets here on the front. Like this is like my ultimate kind of like cozy dream outfit to get. I think my plan for right now is that I want to take a quick shower and like kind of get the day off of me, and then maybe I will snuggle up in bed and try to read this Junji Ito that I just got from the library. This one's actually called Fragments of Horror, and I think this one is a short story collection, and this is one of the short story collections that I have not yet read from him. It does look like it's on the shorter side as well. It's only about 200 something pages, so I should be able to finish this all within the afternoon.
Clouds roll by, glittering. I never thought they would let me in. A fading light, a distant call. The devil will never be welcome here at all. The sky is gray, I guess that's what it takes to feel a little lonely. It's a stay. Do you feel our love is the only?
Okay, hello. It is just after 5 o'clock at night. I just finished reading Fragments of Horror. And like, holy shit, I think I'm giving this collection 5 stars. Like, I really, really loved this. I've talked about Junji Ito so many times on my channel now, but I feel like this author has been very hit or miss for me in the past. But I do tend to like his short stories when it comes to horror. Like, those tend to be my favorite thing. But I feel like the last few books that I've read from him just haven't been that impressive. But this one, oh my gosh. In this collection, there were 8 different short stories, and I gave 4 of them 5 stars. Like half of them in this collection were so freaking good. And then I had 3 that were 3 stars and 1 that was 4 stars. So for the most part, this was a really impressive collection. I did notice in the back of this, he talked about how this was his first collection of horror stories that he had written in 8 years. And this one actually published in 2015, I think. Like, you can really tell that he put a lot of time and effort and thought into each one of these stories. Like, this was so fascinating. The short stories in this collection that I gave 5 stars were the ones called Tomio Red Turtleneck. There was one called Gentle Goodbye. There was one called Dissection Chan, and then Blackbird. Oh my gosh, Blackbird was absolutely horrifying. Like, Blackbird has to be one of my favorite short stories that I think I've ever read from Junji Ito, and like that one has the potential to actually give me nightmares with some of the imagery that I was seeing in this. And it also like completely turned my stomach upside down. Like, ugh, it was disgusting. Oh my god. I could barely even stomach reading it right now. Wow, what a great solid collection. Like, oh my god, this is exactly what I was hoping for when I pick up short story collections from Junji Ito. Like, this is exactly what I was wanting. Oh my god, I'll never stop thinking about that Blackbird short story. Like, literally, it's gonna give me nightmares tonight. I was not expecting that. I think this would be such a good one to like actually read in the dark if you want something that'll actually like freak you out. There was also a lot of nudity in this one, which I was not expecting. Like, look at this lady in the back. Like, what is she doing? Anyways, wow, what an unexpected 5 star. That's so exciting. Anyways, now I'm going to go downstairs and try this pasta recipe that I've never tried before, and I'm so excited. I will have the recipe that I'm making tonight linked down in the description if you want to make it yourself. So hopefully it turns out good. I don't know. Let's do it. check in for one last update because I ended up making the mushroom pasta dinner that I was trying to make. I will have the recipe linked down below that I made, and like, holy shit, it turned out so good. For a second there, I was like, I don't know if I know what I'm doing, because there's like a moment where you have to like bring the sauce back up to a boil for like 10 minutes, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna know like when the sauce is like thick enough. I kind of just like took a chance, but that sauce was so freaking good. It was like white wine, and it had like vegetable broth in it and heavy cream. Oh my god, it was so good. And cooking with the portobello mushrooms ended up being so easy, and like they were really freaking delicious. I've only recently discovered my love for mushrooms within the last like 2 or 3 years, so I'm still discovering all different kinds of ways to like make them in food and like add them to different dishes, and like this one was so good. I want to add it to like my current rotation of pasta dishes that I like to make because it was so delicious. Like the flavor of this sauce was everything. I also ended up adding in a little bit more Parmesan, like the shredded Parmesan, than the recipe called for, because I just love having extra cheese in my pasta. But it was amazing. It honestly tasted like Olive Garden, but like even better, in my opinion. And then after I had dinner, I ended up watching that show that's on Hulu. It's the show called Over the Garden Wall, and the main reason why I wanted to watch this one is actually because a few of my friends on Patreon have been recommending it to me recently, especially my friend Molly on Patreon. She was very passionate about saying that this is like the perfect October watch, and it's like a really good show to watch in the fall time. And this show is actually a cartoon. It was originally on Cartoon Network. And the thing that's cool about this show is that it's only 10 episodes long, and each one of the episodes is only like 11 to 12 minutes. So I ended up watching the first half of the show. I watched the first 5 episodes, and it's so cute. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit outside of my comfort zone for like what genres I usually tend to watch, because it is kind of like a dark fantasy. It kind of has like a folk horror vibe to it. It's a really cute show, and I really love like the sibling relationship that's at the center of the show. I love the younger brother. Oh my god, I think he's so freaking funny and so adorable. And like some of the comedy in the show is just so hilarious. So I do really like the show. I only watched the first half. I'm probably gonna save the second half for later this month. But yeah, wow, what a great cozy fall day with me. I hope you had a great time watching this vlog, because I had such a great time today filming this. I'm so glad that I finally got around to reading these books. I mean, so thirsty. It's a bummer that it only ended up being 2 stars for me. Like this one's very forgettable, and honestly like one of my least favorites from Rachel Harrison so far, so that's really sad. But I'm also so excited that I found an unexpected 5-star from Junji Ito once again. It's been a while since I've had a 5-star from Junji Ito, so like that makes me really happy. I need some time to think about this one more, if this one's like my favorite from Junji Ito so far. I don't know, but this one's definitely gonna be up there because of how much I loved some of the stories in this. I was really impressed. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me. If you've read either of these 2 books that I read, I would love to know your thoughts on them. And thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Always been a dream, I wanna